It's time for conversations. Who? What? How? Why?
Don't judge me until you know me. Don't underestimate me until you challenge me. And don't talk about me until you talk to me. Or better yet, mind your business and stop minding mine.
What will be today's conversation? Understanding viewpoints, educating, and stimulating discussions. It's time to connect to T-Horne, your host. It's time for conversations.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome once again to another episode of Conversations with yours truly, T-Horne da Uncool. I'm glad to see that people are watching, people are taking the insight that's brought forth with this podcast, and they're taking the information and applying it, because I got people hitting me up on my messenger, people calling me and saying, hey, you know, the podcast you did last week, or this topic you talked about was really good. You need to keep going and keep bringing that positive energy. So I appreciate the support. I appreciate my sponsors. I appreciate my JVN. I appreciate my producer, Miss Angie. Hey, Miss Angie's always in the background making things work. My wife, everybody who supports this podcast, because we are trying to do positive stuff and make this positive work, but have fun with it at the same time. Having engaging conversations that people don't usually think about, but they want to talk about. So let's get started. So the panel will be joining me later on tonight, so I'm going to start it out and everything. Well, somebody from the panel. Maybe somebody you've seen, somebody new. We'll see what happens. But I want to start the conversation tonight about 90s nostalgia. And why I chose 90s nostalgia is because of the fact I work with youth. I work with kids every day, and I see the change from my generation to the generation of now. And to me, it's kind of crazy because I don't know. I don't mean to say this to sound like I'm downplaying the youth of today, but it is kind of disappointing when you see the things that the youth are getting involved with, the things that they're doing, them always in their cell phones, the lack of attention, the way they're learning less, and they have so much potential, but it's not being used. But I remember with me being a child and with the people I grew up with, there were certain things that were put in place and certain things we had that inspired us to be better, that, you know, basically helped raise us along the villages that had to raise us and bring us up. So I want to get into some topics. I thought up 5. There are plenty more, but there are 5 I really want to hit tonight. So I hope everybody watching, everybody who's listening can get what's going on and get what I'm talking about and say, hey, maybe we apply some of these things today. Maybe we can help our youth today. Well, we got to see if they accept it first. You know what I mean? So, 5 topics. Can you put that first topic on the screen, please? Youth programs. Examples I put on the screen are DARE, Victory Over Violence, Boys and Girls Club. So, I remember being in elementary school and middle school, and these programs would come out to promote positive energy. Victory Over Violence was all against people, you know, being violent with each other and fighting and giving you alternatives of how to deal with situations rather than hurting someone or using a weapon or putting your hands on somebody. Then you had DARE. DARE was all about kids not doing drugs, period. I remember the DARE people used to come out and do these assemblies, man, and talk about drinking and talk about smoking and talk about all these different types of drugs. And they would have me so scared. Like, I was so scared to even think about smoking a cigarette. I thought if I took one puff of a cigarette, I was going to die. That's just what it was. It's like, when they showing the videos of people with black lungs and stuff like that from smoking over years and people getting cancer. And the worst thing overall was when they had those videos where the people would be talking and they had that thing to the throat. And I'm not making fun of nobody, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, Don't smoke or you'll end up like me. That just used to scare the mess out of me. It really did. I swear to God. And then you had the after school programs. Well, you still have Boys and Girls Club and YMCA and stuff like that. But they're not as active as they were back when I was a kid. Like after school, we used to be so excited because we'd been done our schoolwork all day. And, we tired from doing schoolwork, but we knew we could go to the Y, the Boys and Girls Club, play a good game of basketball, football, get involved with the arts, have somebody there who cared about us to help us with our homework, bring our grades up and everything. And we still have programs like that. Like I know in Jacksonville, we have jams, Jacksonville Art and Music School. You have Boys and Girls Club, Gear Up and Team Up, but it's just not the same. It's like you go to these programs now, you're just being babysitted. I brought this first thing up to their youth programs because I feel like the youth programs had a real big effect on our upbringing. All the positive energy, all the knowledge and education, the fact that if you didn't have parents at home or your parents were working, you had some people there, whether they were teachers, whether recreational therapists, people that care. Another program, the Big Brother, Big Sister program. That's another program for people who didn't have big brothers, big sisters, fathers or mothers in there like that. Somebody that can show their care and support for these youth. We don't have these anymore. So many fathers are not in the home. So many mothers are single and working all the time. And you have kids raising kids. And none of these kids have time to actually be a kid. I feel like that's missing with today's youth because they had that. I mean, like I said, we got some programs, but if they had the effort that was put in the 90s and back in the day, I feel like a lot more could be done, a lot more positive impact and changes could be made. Hopefully somebody hears this and you guys start putting more into these programs, not just the after school programs. Let's get the assemblies going again. Let's get the partnerships with the schools. Let's get into these homes. Let's get the commercials that advertise this stuff out so we can get positive information out to these kids and change, the violence, change bring down the drug use, change the children having sex before they're ready and at a very young age and getting pregnant, having babies and stuff like that. Change the language barriers. Another youth program, the churches to be involved in the school too. I mean, granted, everybody doesn't believe the Christian concepts, but just giving those morals and that foundation based off God helped a lot with our youth. That's my spill on that. With that being said, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Number 2 would be, I believe it's music. Can we get that on the screen, please? We having technical difficulties. But either or, I'm going to go ahead and move to the next one. Music. So, back in the day, let's talk about music we had in the 90s. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Kind of a little, I was all over the place when it came to music. All over the place. I listened from everything from rap and hip hop to R&B to pop to old school to rock and roll. I was very versatile on the music scene. Hence why I rap the way I do with my songs. That we're not getting to that though. All right, but even though music back in the day talked about some things that even the music today still talks about, I feel like it was more hidden and well guarded. If a song talked about sex, you had to decipher it was talking about sex. It wasn't just straight up talking about private parts and talk about girls shaking their behind and talking about, being underage and doing sexual acts and everything. Back in the day, if you were a child and you made music, you made child music. If you're a teenager and you made music, you made teenage-based music. And the grown stuff was for the grown people. Think about it. Back in the day, we were listening to things like, what's a good example? Bow Wow. I'm going to use Bow Wow as an example. Now, Bow Wow gets a lot of shade. He really does. But when Bow Wow was a kid, Bow Wow rapped as a kid did. When Bow Wow was a teenager, Bow Wow rapped as a teenager should rap. He rapped about teenage things. Basketball, girls, going to the mall, trying to get money, trying to be fly, being fresh as a Miz and all that stuff. And when he became an adult, he started to transcend to adulthood with his rapping and everything. This day and age, you have kids, and I can't say this. I can't quote these kids' names. Don't get me on that, because I can't remember half these rappers today. But you got kids rapping like they grown people, talking about grown people stuff, talking about stuff like running trains on girls, sexual acts, selling, smoking weed, doing drugs and stuff like that. Being a gangster. There's one song out right now, and I can't say what's the kid name, but he's talking about I'm a big dog or something like that and everything. And he's basically rapping about being a gangster on the street, and he's a kid and has grown women dancing and shaking their behinds in the video. What kind of message is that sending to our youth? It's sending the message, first of all, over-sexualization. That you should be, at a young age, trying to be a thug or a gangster in these streets. But where's the music that promotes us to seek education? Where's the music that promotes us to court a girl and talk to a girl with romance and swag? Where's the song that talks about building you up as men or building you up as women? Where's the songs that talk about love as it's supposed to be? Not just think about what's in your pants, but what's in your heart. These things are missed drastically. And now they're having an effect on our youth, because the people who are singing these songs and doing this music are the role models of today. Everybody wants to be the next Future, the next Young Thug, the next Lil Durk, Lil Baby. What's man, y'all, I'm old now. I'm about to be 37. I'm trying to remember who these people are that these kids listen to, and it's hard. The Cardi B's, the Megan Thee Stallions, the y'all get what I'm trying to say. Sexy Red, that's a big one. Oh my God, don't get me started on Sexy Red. But y'all get what I'm saying. These music artists are promoting these sexual, these drug-based and gangster, and basically not going after positive things agenda. And the main people listening to this music are the kids in this generation. So much profanity and profane language. So much pushing of sexual activity. I don't know. It's just sad, y'all. It's really sad. And I feel like if we went back to the 90s and listened to music like, who was a good artist back in the day that I love listening to? Let's talk about Usher Raymond. Usher Raymond, that's the first really secular artist I really paid attention to. Because, I grew up in the church. When I was in a gospel home, we couldn't listen to no secular music. So, listen to Usher Raymond and just the storytelling back of the day. The real love stories. You make me want to leave the one who went and start a new relationship with you. The songs like that, man, yeah, it was a messed up situation, but the storytelling, people felt like that. People could relate to the words and the songs back in the day. The words and the songs made you feel certain things and get emotional and be like, yeah, I know how it is. I done been there before. Now everything is just shake your butt, get money, smoke weed, no friends, everybody's a hater, this and that and everything. Sex. And our parents are allowing the kids to listen to that. The cursing, the disrespect, the push of negativity and hate in this music of today really blows my mind. And I just wish that we could get more positive music that uplifted our youth, uplifted this generation. And when I say uplifted, that doesn't mean it has to be strictly gospel music. That's the only time you ever hear anything being uplifted these days. Either gospel or conscious music. Even the R&B now. All you hear women talk about is bashing men and talking about how men did them wrong. And, all you hear men sing about is sex. So, what do you expect our generations to be about? Young women bashing young boys saying they ain't nothing. The little boys always worried about how many girls they can get and how much pants they can get into. It's a travesty, man. And we need to do better about the music. But let's move on to topic number 3. Topic number 3 is, when it comes to 90s nostalgia, is, oh shoot. No social media or phones. Yeah. This one, I can honestly say this is going to step on some toes, because our world thrives off of social media and phones, to the point where it's crazy if you don't got a social media page or you don't have a phone. But I will tell you guys this. There was a time long ago where kids didn't have social media and phones. There was a time where a phone couldn't even come outside your house because it was connected to a cord on the wall. There was no texting. There was no messaging. There was no selfies. There was no TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. None of that stuff. We literally did this thing. And it may sound crazy, but bear with me, okay? Bear with me. I know it's going to sound like caveman stuff. I promise you it happened. We did this thing, a couple of things that this might be unheard of. We went outside. And when we went outside, we talked to people face to face. And we built bonds with people by talking to them face to face. And some people watch this probably like, oh my God, T-Horne, that sounds crazy. Why would I do all that when I could just call a person and this and that? Or text them or FaceTime them. Back in the day, effort was put in to build relationships. Effort was put in to build bonds. If you wanted friends, you couldn't go on social media and just see a picture of somebody you like, read the profile about, and say, oh, I want to be their friend, and click a button. You just had to go out and meet people at school, at church, any after school events, people who are related or came in contact with your family, you met that way. Restaurants. If you saw a pretty girl, let me tell you something. If you saw a pretty girl out in public, you had to actually approach that girl and talk to her. You couldn't hit her up on her DMs, and you couldn't go just by her picture. You had to actually say something that was going to catch her attention and impress her to the point where she decided she wanted to talk to you, and she gave you her phone number. Nah, it wasn't hit my Instagram up or hit me up on Snapchat. You had to actually get a phone number and then call that phone number. And like I said, this is a corded phone. And you had to hope that girl would answer the phone. Actually, you had to hope that she gave you the right number, first and foremost, because with Instagram, you can see the picture and know it's them. But you had to hope that you gauged their attention enough that she gave you the right number. And if you were lucky enough to get the right number and had that, you still have the conversation where you still keep your interest. I believe not having phones, stuff like that, it built character. It made you go out and have to embrace the world. It built confidence. But you be able to talk to people. Because now we got all these people that deal with social anxiety and, oh, I'm an introvert. I have problems being around people. That's because you're on that phone all day. You weren't raised, or life didn't make it where you had to go out there and be part of the world and talk to people and be around people. We didn't have all that social anxiety stuff back in the day and this and that and everything, because we had to be around people. That's just what it was. And we enjoyed it because we love building bonds around people. You don't understand how big of a deal it was to ask your parents, hey, can I go spend the night at my buddy's house? Because you hadn't talked to them all week, or y'all didn't go to the same school. You couldn't just FaceTime them, or you couldn't just call on the phone because, first of all, if you had a cell phone, later on in the late 90s or early 2000s, you had to wait till after 9 o'clock when the minutes was free, because they were charging for minutes and phone time wasn't free. You know what I mean? Or if you call them phone, you can't see their face and stuff like that. So that time of spending time together and bonding was very important. And that's messed up now these days because people don't have those times to bond and build those relationships. And everything is done over a computer screen and a keyboard. And I feel like it takes away from people interacting and getting to know each other and love each other and build friendships with each other and go through storms together. Because, yeah, I can call somebody right now, or I can get on Facebook or social media right now and send somebody a message. But those face-to-face conversations, those were what was important. Because if you talk to somebody face-to-face, what's going on? PJ, what's up, man?
Yo, what's up, man?
Not you got on the victory over violence.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
Well, I'm glad you're on. I was giving my list bill. You know I can talk, boss. But I was giving my list bill. I was talking about no social media or phones. I was talking about how it was back in the day where you didn't have social media and you didn't have cell phones, and you had to go talk to people, had to go meet people, had to be around people. So just to change it up a little bit, government to give your spill. How you think it would be different if the kids of today didn't have social media?
I think it'll be a lot of kids outside. It'll be, you'll see a bunch of bikes in everybody's yard, just how it used to be, when we was growing up. I just think that social media and like just phones in general, like it made everybody seem like distant.
Yeah.
From each other.
I was talking about the bonds and stuff and how you had to put in effort and stuff like that. But you just said something that clicked something in my head. You said there'd be a lot more bikes. Yeah. We did used to ride bikes everywhere back in the day. Like for real. That's how we got around. And then we used to brag on our bikes too and be like, oh, my bike better than yours. You got this new bike and everything. But not only that, the whole concept of going outside, you made me think about the fact we played with toys and stuff too.
Yeah.
Kids don't play with toys and stuff no more.
Yeah, and maybe that's why stores like Toys R Us are like shut down and
right,
and stuff like that. Like the only way like toys are being bought is like if adults are buying them for like to collect them or something that. But
nostalgia purposes, right?
Yeah, but other than that, I go around the toy area like. All the toys are still there.
Right.
Bikes are still there. You know?
Nobody messing with that stuff no more. I was thinking about the stuff like the yo-yos. You play yo-yos back in the day, the action figures, the little finger skateboards. No, I'll tell you one thing. Remember how big the Pokemon card craze was?
Oh, yeah.
And how everybody was about that. Everybody's about that. And we don't worry about no cell phones or worry about who was beefing on social media and stuff like that and everything. We was beefing over who had the Charizard card. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was wholesome. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know, man. Like Mariah feels, hey Mariah, I want a bike. Hey Mariah, I'm be honest with you. That we all older now and we all getting some weight on us. I think we all need bikes.
Yeah, we all need bikes.
And actually, with that being said, I can't even just I reminisce on the times I used to go outside. Like I'm just gonna ride my bike, and not only was it transportation, it was fun. It was something fun to do, and you didn't get no trouble riding no bike, nothing like that. You just was out there having fun, and then somebody see you ride your bike, you ride by your homeboy house. I'm gonna ride my bike too, and then before you go, everybody outside riding their bikes and having a good time and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Bike, not just bikes, but like roller skates.
Yep. I could never roll a blade, but I couldn't do the 4-wheel skate. The regular skates. I
just had like the one.
The one on straight line.
Yeah, one straight line. Yeah.
Oh no, you had the rollerblades. You was a professional. Safer than the skates for me. You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it is about the skates for me. I couldn't stand up right. My ankles kept going side to side while I had the rollerblades. So that's why I needed all 4 wheels like spread apart on the skates to keep my balance and everything.
Yeah.
But another thing about social media and phones that I noticed too, and I noticed this with the kids I'm working with. I said something about beef earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is so much drama that goes on outside of school because those kids will have certain situations or certain, conflicts while they're in school. Then they'll take the conflicts they had in school, and like us, when we had a problem in school, you know what I'm saying? Once we left and went home, it was over. Unless you had a bully messing with you or something like that, then you just need to get the big boy draws and stand up for yourself.
Right.
But the conflicts at school don't stop because now you're going on social media and you're hitting this person up in their DMs or you're embarrassing stuff and making it so the whole, not even just that school can see, but every school in the county could see, so it's blowing up in this big thing, and now police are getting involved, and this and that, and kids are bringing guns to school, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Now people getting killed, this and that, all because of social media nonsense. Social media has become a plague for our youth, and I believe a cut down on social media, or, I mean, it's probably impossible to get rid of it now, but even parental blocks or parental supervision of social media is needed, because social media is tearing our youth up. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think kids should be on social media, period. But you know that, I mean, that would be, you know, kind of hypocritical of me to say, because like I remember being 13 years old, opening up a Black Planet account.
I remember Black Planet.
yeah, like Black Planet, and then like you know, MySpace. You know, I didn't have a MySpace till I was like 15, 16. So I
mean, MySpace is a little different.
MySpace was a lot safer than what social media is today. But.
Yeah, the only thing you were worried about MySpace was making sure you designed your profile picture and your background to make sure it was better than somebody else's. MySpace was a test of communication and creativity. That's what that was and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but let's pause for a second, PJ, because we're about to come up on a break on 28 minutes. But when we get back, we're gonna talk about 2 more topics, and I know one of them is your favorite. I actually put it on last, so you can actually talk about it. You know, you talk about that for days.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you for that, man.
No problem, And for those who don't know, this is PJ. This is my lovely cousin, who's also a member of the panel. This is his first time on the show, so check him out on Facebook. Show him some love and everything, and he'll be on the podcast from time to time too. With that being said, let's take this quick break, and we'll be back in a little bit on Conversations with T-Horne da Uncool.
The following is a testimony from dfcmarket.com.
What is my name? My name is Michael Douglas Scott. I've had chronic pain for the past 15 years. As I age, I get more pains. I have degenerative arthritis. I have basically 14 different medications, and they range from sleep apnea, trazodone, to ibuprofen, to meloxicam, to gabapentin, these are pain medications, about 6 different pain medications, medications to go to sleep. And I learned about the immune support through Ernest Warren. He's a real good friend of mine. Do something, and he wanted to know how it made me feel. But it made me feel like a young boy again, you know. And it caused me to be feeling full of life, full of energy. When I took the super immune support, I saw results the second day. Several friends who really wonder what the heck's gotten into me, because I'm jumping all over the place. I catch the bus and the train. I drive my van to the train station and use the stairs. And every chance, all day I'm jumping up and down and doing push-ups, not push off the walls, jumping jacks, just full of energy. I've lost 25 pounds since December the 5th. I want to tell the world. I'll stand on the mountaintop and tell the world how good this stuff is on me. It takes care of me. My name is Michael D. Scott, and I take super immune support beta-glucan, and I think you should too.
Visit www.dfcmarket.com for more information.
Welcome back to Conversations with T-Horne da Uncool, where tonight I'm joined by my cousin and panel member PJ Fields, and we are talking about 90s nostalgia. Can it save today's youth? So far, I've talked about music, I've talked about youth programs, and I talk about not having social media and phones. So now my cousin's going to join me. We're going to the next topic, and now we have some conversation going. We're going to get it popping. Let's go with the next topic. Curfews and rules. Examples. Be in before the street lights. Don't be running in and out of my house. Okay. The reason why I brought this topic up is because I feel like today's youth basically do what they want to do. There are no curfews, no rules, no set expectations. And being before the street lights and don't be running in and out of my house are examples. But I remember growing up, and PJ, we grew up in the same family, so I know you got some of the same stories too, where, first of all, you always had to say ma'am and sir when talking to an adult. Period. Right. Hands down. Another one was, like I said, you couldn't wear your pants down below your waist. What's another one? You had to speak when an adult came into the room, stuff like that. It's like kids, it's a very big lack of respect. I walked on the street one day and there was a group of kids and they were just staring at me. And I said, hey, how y'all doing? They're like, oh, how you doing, sir? Like they didn't expect to have to talk to an adult. I understand not talking to strangers and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's a level of respect you have an adult comes into the place. You got any insight on that, P?
Yeah, on a few of those, man. Like, let's start with like the pants sagging. Like, I remember when I was young, when I was a teenager. I always try to, trying to be cool. You saggy pants, and my dad wasn't having that.
Yeah, I know Uncle Pat. It wasn't with that. My dad wasn't having it either.
So he was not having the pants sagging. He'd be like, pull your pants up, son.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't really understand it because at that age you just trying to do whatever school and what everybody else is doing.
You're trying to fit in, of course.
Yeah. But now, like you see, like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I had a kid the other day in my class. This was last week, as a matter of fact, and I always had to tell him, pull your pants up, pull your pants up, pull your pants up. And he's like, oh, Mr. Horn, you hating and this and that and everything. I'm not hating. What are you talking about? Just pull your pants. Nobody want to see your drawers. Right. And so instead of just telling him to pull his pants up and everything, I asked him. I said, hey, man, just tell me, why you feel the need to have your pants down so much? And he said, Mr. Horn, that's just a part of my swag, So apparently it's been so indoctrined that this is, even from our generation, that this is what's cool. If you're not wearing if you're wearing your pants the regular way with a belt on your waist, you're considered lame. And it's crazy because I understand that because I want to be cool too. I had my situations where I sat my pants, but my daddy, me and your daddy rocked the same. He wasn't having that. He wasn't having that
at all.
Mm-hmm. But then not only that, where it derives from, in the jailhouse, where that meant you were somebody's boyfriend or somebody owned you if your pants were second down because you're exposing your butt because somebody was getting in the butt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's this video, like, it's like this infamous video of Booty Warrior, and like the dude was like, they got this thing where they sag their pants they butt. It's some sort of style, some sort of gangster style, and it's sexy to us, right? And he was like, you sag your pants up here, we gonna be up in your butt.
And you know what though? Didn't they play for that on Boondocks too?
Yeah. I think people should show kids that video. They
really should. They really should, man. Oh man, and there's another thing. So street lights. I feel like that was an important rule because of the simple fact it kept kids safe. These kids be out all types of night, getting in all types of trouble. I don't know how they getting their hands on guns. They getting their hands on drugs. They sneaking in the girls' houses, to sleep with them, and girls sneaking with their friends to be around boys. They going to the malls and going to all the hangout places, be out all late, causing all kinds of chaos and trouble. Need to put the street light rule and the curfews back into effect, man.
Yeah.
because they think we try to control them, but they don't understand that was a way to keep you safe, keep you from being carnal-minded and doing stupid stuff you ain't supposed to be doing.
Most definitely.
Yeah, but he's not saying that. Sorry, go ahead, boss man.
Nah, go ahead.
No, so it's like a child shouldn't be out doing growing things. After I say, what's a good time frame? 7 o'clock, depending on daylight saving time. When it gets dark, your kids need to be in your sight, in your supervision. And if they're not in your supervision, they need to be in the house because it's too much happening at night. First of all, it's dark, so there's no light to show everything that's going on. People are getting raped. People are getting kidnapped. People are bored from having working all day or being in school all day, so they're trying to find something crazy to do instead of being productive. The street light thing needs to be back in effect, and curfews need to be back in effect. And even the whole don't be running in and out of my house. That built a sense of, how can I say it? I want to say responsibility. I say respecting other people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because at first, the grandmas and the mamas was good for this one, especially your grandma and my grandma. But the running in and out of the house, it was because of two things. First thing, they ain't want no bugs, no mosquitoes, and nothing coming in their house. And the second thing, that AC was probably blowing or that heat was blowing, and you were gonna let all that good air out the house.
Yes. Listen, that's a pet peeve of mine. Like when I'm watching my nephews and stuff, and they go outside, they in and out. They be like, "Hey, either you gonna stay outside or you gonna stay inside." Like you can't be going back and forth, especially with the mosquitoes, especially during summertime. No.
But I feel like that did more than just, hey, keep the cold air out my house, keep the good air inside, or keep the bugs out and that. I feel like that taught you to respect other people's stuff, because we had reasoning behind it, but at the same time, you learn to respect that adult. And you learn to respect the fact like, hey, this is my house or this is my AC, and you open that door, making that AC run harder and running up my electric bill. It taught you, okay, I gotta respect other people's stuff and other people's rules, because now kids don't feel you gotta respect anybody. That's a big problem with me, especially with me working with these past years working with behavior. How can I say it? Behavior troubled youth. I'm big on respect from kids. So as soon as I feel a kid getting out of line, I'm like, hey, who do you think you're talking to? I'm gonna get you right now. You know what I'm saying? Apparently it's not happening at home, so let me introduce you to get right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I don't know. My dad, he always instilled act like you got some common sense when you at other people's house. Like, don't like this ain't. This ain't where you live at. This is somebody else's house.
Right.
Like, you don't just go in people's rooms and stuff like that. That's you have no business in people's rooms. You have no business opening up people's refrigerators. And stuff like that.
Their bathroom cabinets and this and that and blah 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 and all that stuff. Yeah. It's just like today's generation of youth feel like they have this freedom to do whatever they want and can't nobody tell them nothing. So certain rules being in place, like I know for a fact, I love my dad. I always bring my dad up on the podcast as this big authority figure and stuff like that. But with me being a dad now, I understood why he was the way he is, and that's why I'm the way I am with my kids. That's why my kids are set apart and set aside from this generation. But I remember my dad was a truck driver, as you know, and going all week, and I didn't clean my room for a week. Mom was telling me, hey, you need to clean your room, this and that, blah, blah, blah. I had a rabbit at the time. The rabbit was messing up. Rabbits, they blew everywhere and stuff like that. So I had a rabbit doing everything. My clothes everywhere, all that stuff. My room was just a mess. My mom's like, you need to clean your room before I tell your daddy. So I had the intention of cleaning my room, but I was very lazy. My dad got home before I got home from school, and so my room was dirty and stuff like that and everything. I got home after school, I was keeping my grades up at the time, so I think I'm gonna go in my room and just chill out, play the game, do my homework, stuff like that. I get to my room door, and my bedroom is locked. So I'm calling. I say, hey, my room is locked. Can we unlock my door? My dad came down the hallway. He looked at me. He said, first of all, let me tell you something. That's not your room. That's my room. I pay the rent here. I pay the bills there. I allow you to sleep here. I allow you to take up this space. You got your own space. You got your own privacy and stuff like that. But you don't respect the privacy and the space and the respect I give you to have your own room. And you don't respect the fact that I was nice enough to give it to you. So since you don't respect that, you can't do something as simple as keeping it clean and minding your mother. Now, guess what? You don't have no room. Then he took it a step further. And he said, oh, them clothes, them shoes, that radio, that TV, that video game system, I bought all that too. All that's mine also. And you're not respecting the fact that you're not showing gratefulness I gave it to you. So I took all that too. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Man, my dad walked me to that garage. In that garage was an air mattress, a sheet, 5 white t-shirts, some khaki pants, some navy blue pants, and 1 pair of white Bobo shoes. And
Bro,
said,
he gave you the Junior Kyle treatment.
I had to sleep in that garage and wear them clothes to school for 2 weeks until I learned to respect and be grateful for the things my parents did for me and to respect their rules and respect their house. But guess what? I hated my dad for them 2 weeks. I swear to God I did. Until I hated him the whole time. But as an adult, I realized that built character in me. It made me a better man because I learned how to have respect for people and be grateful for things people do for me and stuff like that. So,
right.
And that's what it is. We got like 15 minutes left in the show. Now I'm going to hit the last topic. I know me, you can talk about that for days. So let's get to it. Topic number 5, cartoons and TV. I wanted this last because first of all, Peter was coming on late and I wanted him to catch it. But also, believe it or not, I feel like this is the most important thing, honestly. Because, example, Saturday morning cartoons, after school cartoons, the cartoon channels, life lessons, commercials, and mascots. P, you know me as a kid. I was one of them kids that was in front of the TV all the goddamn time. I knew every commercial. I knew every cartoon theme song. I knew every time a cartoon was coming on. And I feel like having those cartoons back in the day or having those cartoon channels like Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel, stuff like that, it occupied our minds and kept us out of trouble.
Yeah.
It really did. And we were so caught up with the superheroes and, stuff like that and the life lessons, and cartoons taught us things like how to be funny or how to be good toward people or how to look on the brighter side of things. And I feel like even though we have cartoons today, kids don't have the quality of cartoons we had that taught lessons. You ever watch G.I. Joe?
Yeah.
Remember how at the end of the episode they'd be like this life lesson and stuff like that, and they'd be like, "Gee, like now you know, and knowing is half the battle." G.I. Joe.
Yeah, even like Captain Planet teach you how to keep your community,
keep the environment clean.
Yeah, keep the environment clean.
Yeah, and take care of animals, take care of the planet. Now we just throw trash anywhere, talk to people any kind of way. Don't care about the animals. People are like picking animals and cutting them up and making them coats. And the only thing I feel like the only reason to kill an animal is
for they're a threat to you.
Food, right? You know what I'm saying? Not just for sport and nothing like that and everything. I don't know, man. It's so different, man. Even I'm gonna take it back to a younger age. I'm gonna go at the PBS. When it came to Sesame Street and Barney and Reading Rainbow, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, the Letter People. I
mean, pre-cable days, those were like those were the shows that really taught you life lessons.
I was telling my wife this the other day because she was like, my wife didn't watch cartoons growing up, but I did. I was a cartoon head. And I
You
was,
was my wife.
yeah. I was just breaking down every channel and what time this would come on, that would come on, because this is how the setup was. Let's break down the setup. And you know the setup. I'm breaking down people watching. The setup was this. You wake up in the morning, and this is a Monday through Friday schedule. Monday morning, you know you had to go to school. So you'll wake up, get your school clothes on, fix you a bowl of cereal, and watch you a couple cartoons before you had to catch the bus or your mom took you to school. It was just a normal routine. You had to watch cartoons and eat a bowl of cereal before you went to school. All right? That means you got no time to get in no trouble early in the morning or before school, because that's your occupation. I'm watching Bobby's World. I'm watching Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles, whatever happened to be on. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, go to school. You're excited for the end of the school day because you know as soon as you get home, you're going back to watch the afternoon after school cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And that was either on Fox 30. That's when you saw stuff like the Power Rangers. You know, I was big on Power. You know, we were big on Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I remember coming to your house and being excited. All that I wanted to do was play a Power Ranger game on Super Nintendo. That's the only reason I wanted to come to your house. I was like, PJ got Power Rangers on Super Nintendo. I'm gonna go to his house and spend the night so we can play it.
Yeah, I'll let you play it, but I was like, hey, if anybody gonna beat this game, it's gonna be me.
But that's stuff we were excited for. And like you said, the cartoon taught us lessons. Just speaking on Power Rangers for a second. Everybody pick on me as I'm a grown man that's to talk about Power Rangers. But outside of them fighting monsters and getting Megazords, it taught you to be good. And while they were in they weren't more, there was always some life lesson or something they were going through to teach you to be better. Even Power Rangers had the little messages when they first started, Mighty Morphin, they had the little messages at the end and stuff like that. And the martial arts instruction and stuff at the end and life lessons and stuff. But we don't have that. Okay, so let me continue on. All right, so after school, boom. That's the end of the cartoons for the day, because at this time you should be after the cartoon go, you should be eating dinner, doing your homework, blah the squad to get ready for bed. But the big hype factor was waiting the entire week until you got to Saturday morning. Because you know on Saturday morning, that's when the best cartoons came on, and they only came on Saturdays. So you had that whole lineup. It was on Fox 30, WB 17. Sometimes I think ABC 25 had it for. Yeah, they did. They had Recess and all that stuff and everything. So you was excited to see those cartoons because you knew for a fact that you couldn't see them but only that day. And then the episodes of cartoons always leave you on a cliffhanger, so you had to wait the whole week to catch the next episode. You know? But that kept us occupied. That kept us from getting in trouble and getting out in these streets and, trying to find something to entertain us, because we were entertained. And we were entertained by stuff that was good for our age. That was tailored just for children our age at the time. You know what I mean? We didn't get into the stuff with the girls and the really sports and this and that until we got older, like preteen and teenage ages. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We were distracted and stuff. But if I may, I do have to do a shout out to one of the best cartoons of all time that got me. That I feel like it basically shaped me as a person. Hold on, let me read Mariah's comment. Mariah says life lessons were common back then. Even now, cartoon shows like Full House, Family Matters. But first of all, Mariah, Full House and Family Matters ain't cartoons. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Right.
And that's a Raven.
If anything, Family Matters taught you that Carl should have shot Steve a long time ago.
For real. Because ain't no way I'm gonna let no little nerdy kid keep coming to my house and destroying everything. Did I do that?
He harassing my daughter and stuff.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm glad Mariah brought that up, because even though we had those funny moments, there were still life lessons. Family Matters, it says in the name, Family Matters. It taught you about family and the stuff and trials you go through. You had to overcome them as long as you have the love of family and support a family behind you. Even shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air taught the same thing. A Different World. Talk about black kids being in college and how important it was for black kids to be in college and the things that they go through and things like that. The Wonder Years. That was a great show. You know what I'm saying? With Fred Savage and stuff like that. It taught you about, to me, let me tell you this. The Wonder Years was the inspiration for Everybody Hates Chris. I'm gonna keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? If there was no Wonder Years, there would be no Everybody Hates Chris. You know what I'm saying? And one thing else I wanted to say on that was the commercials. So I talked earlier about, the youth programs like Victory of Violence and Dare, and you got a Victory of Violence. Can you show that shirt, please? Show that logo. That was a big thing back in the day. Yeah. I remember the song, I said victory over violence. I a bit ahead and use confidence. Why do I know that song?
I don't know, but I knew it was a song, but I just forgot how it went.
I remember it say communication is your best defense. So use victory over violence. I remember that. See, that's what I'm saying. The fact that I remember that song at 37, look how that's ingrained in my head, bro. That's ingrained in my head. And that stuck with me. And honestly, bro, I'm a pretty positive person. You know that. Yeah. I don't like fighting no conflict. I will if I got to now. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we call for them hands to go. But I am a very peaceful person. And I think a lot of that has to do with the watching cartoons and being a hero and wanting to be the hero and being told to do the right thing. Stuff like Victory Over Violence, where it says, hey, communication is your best defense. You don't have to fight nobody. You don't have to hurt nobody. Just talk to people and talk to people the right way and stuff like that. That stuff has such an impact, and people don't understand not having those things has led to the generation we have now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I was saying all that to say the commercials, how, commercials were wholesome back in the day. They used to have regular commercials that advertise stuff, and they had commercials that showed positive messages. Don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? Stay abstinent till you're married and stuff like that. Don't pick on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And then most commercials made us laugh because of the simple fact they just got us out of our negative mind frames. Like, you remember the commercial, how many licks does it take to get the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, Mr. Owl? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love that commercial. That commercial was dumb, but I love that commercial. Because he played the little boy, after 3 licks, he took a bite of the Tootsie Roll Pop and stuff like that and everything, but you love to see it. Or what's another commercial that cheered me up? The Chia Pet. Chia. Just theme songs like that kept me in a good place to the point if I was sad or if I was mad and I heard those catchy tunes or saw those little funny commercials, it just put me in a good place because it made me laugh a little bit and realize, hey, life ain't that bad. It ain't that bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Plus I got on here, mascots. So when I say mascots, I remember Smokey the Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Because of him, I knew only I could prevent forest fires.
We don't live in places that have forest fires.
But we didn't care because we knew if we went camping, we had to watch that campfire and put it out properly because we could cause a forest fire. We learned that. I remember Scruff McGruff, the crime dog.
Yeah.
If you saw something wrong, call the hotline and tell Scruff McGruff. Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 61392. You probably like, how did you remember all this stuff?
Bro, actually it's 60652.
Oh, see? I said it wrong, but you got it written here.
I got it.
Education Connection. I remember that too, Mariah. What's the other one? Remember, it was more, was it Schoolhouse Rock where the boy's like, I'm just a bill.
Yeah.
I'm only a bill. Yeah, I think Education Connection, was that part of Schoolhouse Rock? I'm not sure. But I think it was, but I remember that though. I do remember that. Even the cereal mascots, like Toucan Sam, Tony the Tiger, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. You know what I'm saying? Those were household names.
Trix Rabbit. Yeah.
Yep.
I was feeling bad for him. I was like, dang, he can't even have one bite of cereal.
Right. Now, see, I'm gonna say this though. Now you gotta talk about Tricks. We're gonna end the show with this. Tricks was the start of a bad thing. Because Tricks told you don't share with nobody. That's what Tricks will teach you. That rabbit just wanted one bowl of cereal, and them kids, they had a whole box, and they already had their cereal. They could have poured that rabbit some cereal.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, with Fruity Pebbles, Barney just took Fred's cereal. He was like, "Hey, you ain't gonna give me none. I'm just take it."
You know what? I'm starting to think I brought up cereal because now I see where all the bad stuff started at. It started with these cereal commercials. I was happy about it at first. Like you said, they couldn't give the Tricks rabbit no cereal. Then Barney was stealing the Fruity Pebbles and the chocolate, whatever it's called, from Fred all the time. It was harassing the Lucky Charm leprechaun. He was just trying to get, you know what I'm saying? Got the freaking monster from Cookie Crisp and the bird from Cocoa Pebbles. You know what I'm saying? They didn't went cuckoo and crazy over the cereal.
Oh yeah, they made that Cocoa Puffs bird a crackhead.
So now we find out. So we getting close to the end of the show. We got one more minute. But with that being said, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let PJ you talk about, social media or anything they want to talk to you about or find you, anything like that. We've come to the conclusion that the start of negativity in this generation was cereal commercials. Cereal commercials are the devil. They talk all the negativity that's in today's world. With that being said, PJ, you want to tell people about you and how they can find you, connect with you, stuff like that?
All right, y'all. I'm PJ Darrell. I'm a local artist in Jacksonville, Florida.
Very good artist, too. Very good.
I appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at PJ Darrell. That's PJDarrell. Or my art page, PJ Darrell Studios.
I'm saying this.
You'll see a bunch of my art there.
Mm-hmm. He be killing the art when it comes to that Prince. He love Prince, y'all. I'm saying that right now. He's a big Prince fan.
Yep. I'm big Prince and Michael Jackson fan. Big fan of music altogether. I wish we could have talked more about music, but we could do that another time.
Indeed. But with that being said, we're gonna talk more next podcast. I hope you can join the next one. We have a good topic, but we gotta end it because we gotta close out. This is Conversations with T-Horne da Uncool. Y'all know how we do it. Love y'all. Be blessed. Be uncool.
Peace.
Don't judge me until you know me. Don't underestimate me until you challenge me. And don't talk about me until you talk to me. Or better yet, mind your business and stop minding mine.
Yeah, I'm the topic of conversation. Circles talk about me. Yeah, I'm in rotation. I'm the one they talk and then they gossip about. Now it's so hard for them to keep my name out their mouth. Oh, I'm the topic of conversation. Circles talk about me. Yeah, I'm in rotation. I'm the one they talk and then they gossip about. Now it's so hard for them to keep my name out their mouth. Oh, my name coming out must taste good if you keep it in your mouth. Got something else for you if you go down south. I'm just playing. What the heck you talking about, huh? Why you worry about who I wanna date, huh? Why on the main course in your plate, huh? Why everything concerning me gotta turn to be argument or debate, huh? Is he a Christian religion? Has he forsaken? He just was dating her. How many women he dating? Had another kid? That nigga don't know when to stop. I heard he smoking, getting hot. Boy, that fell from the top. See what I learned. This your concern. It's all about me. Y'all gossiping made me look at y'all like female dolls in heat. But let's make something concrete. I'm seasoned, yes indeed. Y'all must like the recipe, cause y'all all on my meat. Yeah, I'm the topic of conversation. Circles talk about me. Yeah, I'm in rotation. I'm the one they talk and then they gossip about. Now it's so hard for them to keep my name out their mouth. Oh, I'm the topic of conversation. Circles talk about me. Yeah, I'm in rotation. I'm the one they talk and then they gossip about. Now it's so hard for them to keep my name out their mouth. Oh, haters try to diss me, they love me, but they dismiss me. Play hard, but at this 60 they lies be so convincing, and exes get jealous quickly. They won't admit that they miss me. They hate that I moved on, so use my children against me just to keep up the talk. People peep on my wall just to keep tabs on my flaws, just to keep me afar. Doing everything they ask me, but that ain't enough. I'm on everybody's tongue, and everybody on my jump. His rap career won't take off. That nigga ain't hard, he really soft. Try to see his page, but I'm blocked. He was living for Jesus, then he stopped. He get girls just to knock him off. He lie, the truth ain't what he taught. I be so close to popping off, but then I realize I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm the topic of conversation. Circles talk about me. Yeah, I'm in rotation. I'm the one they talking and they gossip about. Now it's so hard for them to keep my name out their mouth. Oh, I'm the topic of conversation. Circles talk about me. Yeah, I'm in rotation. I'm the one they talking and they gossip about. Now it's so hard for them to keep my name out their mouth. Oh,
My whole life, I lived it based off of other people's opinions. They judge what I do, what I say, how I think, and I judge my whole life based off their interpretations. But now I got to the point where I realize my life is my own, and I'm the only one that can live it. So, if you got an opinion, keep it to yourself. I'ma live how I see fit.
I'm the topic of conversations. Yeah, I'm in rotation. Gossip about, keep my name out their mouth. Oh.